Okay, now we're live. We have one here, live at City Hall with some signage. We got a bunch of signs here. What is BB? You're silent? Okay. Oh. Okay. This is a form of silent protest? I've never heard of this before. Of this silent protest. Can I ask you yes or no questions? Can I see your sign? I didn't get that one. I agree. All right, well, hopefully you'll be here when I come out. Nazi checkpoint we got here. Hello. Okay. And there's Mr. Diego, Alex Diego. He's the supervisor. I'm streaming here.
Your keys in your pocket, please. Back phone from the back pocket. Keys are good.
Got 2 lighters in my pocket and a pair of deadly nail clippers that did not get written off.
We're going to rescan this bag here.
I made sure that there's nothing in there but pens. I don't want her going through my purse.
We're rescanning it, not going through it.
When you're ready to go forward. Okay, I just want the people of Fresno to know that I got that metal detector with 2 lighters and these nail clippers in my pocket. So I don't know what the hell it's scanning for. I told them the other day, Tuesday, I got through also with a lighter. So maybe they need to calibrate these things because I don't think that they are working properly. Did you see that, Mr. Diego? Did you see that, Mr. Diego? That I had deliberately in my pocket, these nail clippers. And it didn't go off.
It's not enough metal to set off the metal detector.
How much metal do you have to have? Gun size metal? I guess they don't know. And you notice, people, that I have 3 phones on me because I don't leave my house anymore. Due to the Fresno Police Department, I do not leave my house without at least 3 fully charged recording devices on my person. That's a sad state. Because you always need to record your government, because a judge will always believe them over you. Even sometimes when you have video footage. We'll first finish the election items of the election of the chair and
chair of the successor agency. Then we're going to move on to ceremonial presentations, followed by council member, mayor, city manager, city attorney reports and comments. And then we're going to move on to scheduled hearings and matters, followed by the consent, contested consent, and unscheduled communication. And we'll end by going into closed session. So at this time, we're going to move on to the election of the chair and vice chair to the successor agency, to the redevelopment agency to the city of Fresno. Council, would anyone like to make a motion?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to remain as chair of the RDA with Council President and Vice Chair.
Okay, so we have a motion by Councilmember Arias and a second by Councilmember Esparza to elect Councilmember Arias as chair and Councilmember Correa as vice chair. Any opposition? Seeing none, motion passes 7-0.
Councilmembers, I apologize for you to the public comment
Okay.
before the vote.
Okay. Would any member of the public like to comment on this item? This is the appointments to the successor agency.
Israeli attack with our money.
Seeing none in person, Brianna, is there anyone online?
Yes, we have Layla.
Okay, Layla.
22,000 civilians, including 10,000 children under the age of 10.
I know, I saw the pictures before and after the bombing. It was terrible.
Okay, so Council President, I do see their audio, as it appears that they are talking, but unfortunately, we can't hear them. Looking at our audio here, and I'm seeing that. I'm getting messages that we are hearing.
We're hearing them on Zoom, but we're not hearing them.
Layla?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, there we go. Go ahead.
Thank you. 26,000 Palestinians have been killed within 98 days by Israel. Yes.
Layla, we're taking public comment right now on the item, which is the appointments to the successor agency.
Oh, I see.
Did you have
Okay.
any comments on that item?
No, I just want to make a public comment,
Okay, when we
not on
get
this item.
understood, when we get to that part of the agenda, you'll have that opportunity.
Thank you, I appreciate it, Lisa.
Thank you. All right, so at this time, Raj, did you read on? Okay. So this is for the item of the election of chair and vice chair to the successor agency. I had a motion by Councilmember Arias and a second by, was it Councilmember Chavez? As far as it. Any opposition? Seeing none, item passes 7-0. All right, council, at this time, we're going to move on to the ceremonial presentations. The first proclamation we have is for Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Unity Committee Day, and this is sponsored by Councilmember Arias.
Council, it gives me a pleasure today to recognize members of the Martin Luther King Unity Committee that was established by this city more than 40 years ago. This year is actually the 40th anniversary of the committee. And with us is Dr. Ford, Miguel Arias, Member Gaston, James Miller III, Terry Kimber Edwards, that's Kimber's daughter, and former principal, Mr. Eric Payne, Dr. Jeffrey Plant, John, Jim Ford, and Mike Salas. And again, we had the passing of Mr. Rodriguez a couple of days ago. more than, this year is the 40th year that this group of volunteers have been organizing the annual MLK events. It includes a march, the award ceremonies, the volunteer work. So we want to give them a big thank you and also give them an opportunity to share with you guys these scheduled events for this year. We keep them busy today, tomorrow. Today, tomorrow. All right, with that, Ms. Cassie.
Thank you, Councilmember Arias, and we'd like to give a special thank you for you supporting our MLK committee and stepping up to the plate and helping us.
So where's Jerry Dyer? I don't see him anywhere.
This starts the events for the 40th celebration.
This doesn't concern him, so I guess he's not here.
We start tomorrow, Friday, with the garlanding ceremony, and that will.
Why would our mayor be here for an MLK? We know how he feels about minority
Also,
groups.
our elected officials will be present. We will be putting flowers around the Martin Luther King bust. Friday evening, we will have an event here at City Hall, and that's an awards program that we will be giving out community awards for community members who have lived up to Martin Luther King's dream and the work that Martin Luther King has done. We will also have a special speaker, Dr. Frank, who will be here speaking. He's the past president of Morehouse College. So we're very honored to have that, and we look forward to that. And then Saturday morning, we will have our Martin Luther King breakfast. That will be in Clovis, which we look forward to having members there and speakers that will be presenting presentations concerning Martin Luther King. Sunday evening, we will be having the candlelight vigil. That will be held at Martin Luther King Elementary School, hosted by Summer Gaston Harris, who is the principal at Martin Luther King Elementary School.
Oh, I guess he is here.
For doing that for us. And then Monday, we will have the official Martin Luther King March. And that march will take place. It will start at St. John's Cathedral, will proceed to Fresno City Hall, and then will proceed to Veterans Memorial Hall. And at Veterans Hall, we will have the official program that will be presented by Terry Edwards and Eric Payne. And so those are our events, and there are flyers that will give you lots of information about speakers and people that will be there. So thank you so much. Thank you, Councilmember Arias, and thank you to all of our city council members for supporting the Martin Luther King events over the past years.
With that, City Clerk, would you please read the resolution?
Whereas, in the fall of 1983, former Fresno City Council member Les Kimmer, through Bill 195 and Ordinance 85-187, created the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Unity Committee and declared the third Monday in January the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, making the city one of the first cities in the nation to observe Dr. King's birthday as a holiday. And whereas, the first Unity Committee included Les Kimmer, Dr. Sudarshan Kapoor, Dan Pisano, Karen Humphrey, Reverend Walt Perry, Mary Curry, Woody Miller, Dr. Joseph Sachs, Dr. Thomas Russell, Shirley Rowe, Art Dyson, Reverend Chester Riggins, Ernie Shelton, Dr. James Aldridge, Ben Benavides, Jackie Church, Ruth Cooper, Lindell Cross, Rutherford Gaston, Dr. Robert S. Michael, Ray Johnson, and various other community members. And whereas the Unity Committee, tasked with organizing a community-wide celebration of Dr. King's life and legacy, held the first four-day celebration in January of 1984. The events included a community march, a commemoration program, and a food drive. Since then, the events have expanded to include a community breakfast, candlelight vigil, a student speech, art, an essay contest, a garlanding ceremony, and an awards community reception. Whereas the Unity Committee has been integral since its inception and is proud of its 40 years of service to the Fresno community. The Unity Committee ensures that Dr. King's timeless levels of truth, justice, compassion, courage, dignity, humility, and community service are commemorated each year during his birthday. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, Mayor Jerry Dyer and the Fresno City Council, do hereby proclaim January 11th, 2024 to be Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Unity Committee Day in the city of Fresno.
Yes, just in commemorating 40 years of our committee, but more importantly, the legacy that Dr. King left. We know that he was a peacemaker, and rose, fought for the lives of so many, during a time in our country's history that was extremely dark for people that look like myself. And we know that he struggled for unity amongst all communities.
Higher.
We know that those
Was
that are
sponsored by
marginalized,
Arias.
that are on the margins of the decision-making process, that are seeking peace for their own communities, that our committee and so many others like ours across this country are
The two
seeking.
of them don't get along.
And we wholeheartedly invite our mayor
I guess that's why
to our
he's not
event
standing
this
here.
weekend, along with the city
He's
manager,
sitting over
George
there.
Ann. We hope that you'll be there as well.
In the
at our
end, I
immigration
think.
program, at our
I'm
march,
so blind I
but
can't
more
tell,
importantly, at our
and
garden
it won't
ceremony.
let me zoom.
So we want to thank the city for all of their work and working with your staff as we made this transition to working with the council. So we're just so appreciative for all that you've done in the last few years to support our work.
And from the Kimber family, I want to say thank you. 40 years is a long time. Some of you may not have been here, but I remember my brother and I being a part of the marches, and it's just such a wonderful celebration. So we invite all of you to attend, and we just want to thank you. Thank you for continuing the tradition.
I'm Sue Kapoor. I have been with the committee since it was established in 1983. I feel very blessed that I got this opportunity
He's on
to
his
serve on this
chair.
community. We are very thankful to Arias and all Elizabeth
Tired as
Pereira
up.
and Elizabeth Pereira and all the council members who have supported us all these years. We are very thankful to the council and
He's
the
up
mayor
because
and the city manager
the next
for their
Harmon
cooperation.
Family Legacy
This
Day.
is a committee which is very multicultural and also represent various cross-section of the community. This is a community that has worked very hard all these years to bring the message and the legacy of Dr. King to be observed in Fresno. And we are very thankful for this rich community that we have in terms of its composition. I feel very blessed to work with all of them, and it is my great honor actually to be a part of this community celebration. I hope all of you will come. This is a community that brings people of Fresno together. In my 55, 56 years of staying in Fresno, this is the only organization that brings people of various colors, religions, culture together like that. That's the community that generates a very positive energy in our community, and we thank you very much for your support. I hope you continue supporting it. For Dr. King's message is really forever. It is relevant today, it will be relevant tomorrow. This is the message of peace, justice, and unity that all of us need to follow like that over there. And I have written an article, you may have read it in Fresno Bee, and it is available, which really describes the history of this committee and the work that we have done in the last 40 years. Thank you very much for all the cooperation and your blessing and support all these years. Thank you very much.
All right, up next, we are going to hear from the Office of the Mayor and City Manager, who will be presenting a proclamation honoring Heron Family Legacy Day.
Thank you, Council President. It is my honor today to be able to present this proclamation to the Heron family. And we are calling this the Heron Family Legacy Day, and I'd like for Hillary, Randy, and Jim to please come forward and join me here at the podium. So anyone that has lived in Fresno for any period of time is very familiar with the Heron family. The Heron Jaguar Land Rover business that is downtown and has been downtown for 78 years. And it began in 1945, not as
I'm sure they
Jaguar,
donated
but
to his
as
campaign.
a mechanics business with Charles Sr. But it wasn't Heron at that time.
Or
His
One
underpants
Fresno
man was
Foundation.
Corinthian. And he had a difficult time obtaining a business license, so had to change his name and shorten it to Heron. And that is where it all began, and then later it went through a series of dealerships, but as we know it today, it is Jaguar and Land Rover. And over the years, we had other auto dealerships that were downtown as well. But many of them, and most of them, I might say, chose to exit downtown and to move up north, where the population was growing, especially some of those folks that had the available funds to purchase cars. But the Heron family remained steadfast in downtown Fresno. And for that, I am grateful. And they have not only remained downtown and gone through many of the ups and downs of the economy over the years with the recession and COVID, but they've excelled. And excelled to the point where they built a
One of the
two-story
poorest
facility
communities
downtown that is
in
absolutely
the state of California.
beautiful.
The Jaguar
And unfortunately, they
is
have
excelling.
sold that business as of late, and that's why we're recognizing them today. But they're still engaged and involved in downtown Fresno, and there will be an expansion downtown as well in the building of a new Volvo dealership as well. And so we're very, very proud with that, and I'm grateful. And so as we stand here today, I hope that everyone will appreciate and celebrate and demonstrate our appreciation for the Heron family for their relentless success in downtown Fresno. And with that, I'll have I think I'll open it up, who wants to, Randy or Jim? Yeah, one of you want it? Okay.
Appreciate this, Mayor, council members, council president, city citizens that are here with us today too. It's been a long journey from riding my bicycle down to the main public library when I was 10 years old to today. So you capsulized it, Mayor. I appreciated that. You capsulized the elevator version
So, Mayor,
of our history.
Dyer can stand up
But you hit it right on
the Jaguar dealer, but
appreciate
not
that.
the
Appreciate the
MLK.
recognition. We're always going to be downtowners. I don't think that's going to change. We still own some properties downtown, and we're certainly here to assist with our wisdom and knowledge and our thoughts. So again, thank you for the proclamation. We greatly appreciate it.
Clerk, if you'd please read the proclamation.
Whereas, for 78 years, the family-owned Heron Jaguar Land Rover dealership has been a downtown Fresno staple, serving multiple generations of residents across the San Joaquin Valley. And whereas, Heron Jaguar has been located at the same 2.5-acre Ventura Street location since 1945, when Charles Heron Sr. first started a mechanics business, shortening his Armenian last name from Haruthian because he said it was the only way he could get a business license. And whereas, initially a service facility, the Heron business over time became a dealership, selling brands like Alfa Romero, MG, Standard, Triumph, Fiat, and eventually evolved to become a Jaguar and Land Rover luxury auto dealer with a reputation for excellence and quality. And whereas, while other automotive dealerships moved north along the city's population and bigger lots to display cars, Heron could easily have joined the exodus from the downtown core. Instead, they remained committed to downtown Fresno, moving in 2018 into a newly constructed two-story building encased in glass with dramatic 60-foot photos of Yosemite proudly displayed inside. And whereas multiple generations of Heron family have for decades remained invested in downtown Fresno, not only becoming the vanguard of its rebirth, but also a symbol of a steadfast and successful Fresno business that is clearly evident with its successful sale and passing the torch to new ownership. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, Mayor Jerry Hunter, and members of the Fresno City Council, do hereby proclaim
Got those
Thursday,
two.
January 11th, 2024 to be Heron Family Legacy Day in the city of Fresno.
Congratulations. All right, council colleagues, at this time, we're going to move on to city council member reports and comments. We're gonna start numerically with Councilmember Maxwell.
I just have one quick announcement. One of the folks that we partner with regularly.
You notice he always touches people.
Offices is the Maddie Institute through Fresno State. And it's a nonpartisan institution that helps connect young Fresno State students to elected officials and government bodies. We've had an intern, I think, every semester that we've been in office from the Maddie Institute come and work with us, and they've always been very bright, very exceptional. A lot of them work for state senators, some even for congressional members. It's a great opportunity, and I did want to take a minute to congratulate Blake Zonte. He will be the new executive director of the Maddie Institute. We just announced it yesterday. An exceptionally bright individual who I think will be the leader that that institute needs going into the next decade. So congratulations to Blake Zonte. That was my only remark, Council President.
Thank you, Councilmember Maxwell. Councilmember Chavez?
Thank you, Council President Perea. Just a couple of things. I want to thank the mayor for unveiling the pothole strike team yesterday. We did a press conference in District 5 to kick off the work that those crews will be doing throughout the city. And I want to encourage folks, if they see a pothole, to please turn them into the Fresco app. We have the capacity to respond now within 24 hours rather than the 72. A couple of quick things. I want to thank our resident, Mr. Ruben Omraz. You probably saw the video of that intersection where he was almost hit. I'm currently working with our staff, Scott Mosier, city manager, to ensure we get some pedestrian safety mechanisms in place. City manager, I think I forwarded you a couple of the videos, so I'll be forwarding you some more that residents have turned in, so we can do that thorough analysis. But just want to flag that for folks that were emailing my office. And then on that note, we also have, let's see here, quite a bit of post mail theft going on in the district. Our Fresno Southeast Policing District office is aware of that, but we're also working with Congressman Costa's office, with our postal police folks. For whatever reason, they're targeting these mailboxes that are stationary, not at the actual physical address. And we will be having a gathering with the residents to address that issue. And then other than that, I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. Look forward to working with you, Council President Perea, Vice President Carvasi, work that you folks will be doing. And I know we'll be getting ready to have a mid-year budget conversation, so I'm looking forward to that. Thank you.
Councilmember Reddick. Nothing to report. Councilmember Esparza.
Nothing to report.
Yes, thank you, Council President. Happy New Year to everyone here at City Hall and throughout the city. Not too much to report out, but I did have the pleasure of attending the Mom Year celebration at the Fresno Fairgrounds several weeks ago. It's always great to join our mom brothers and sisters in their celebration. And also want to invite folks out to our school area team outreach event at Ewing Elementary. Join my office. We'll be there January 18th from 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. So that's, I'll keep my remarks brief for the first meeting. Thank you, Council President.
All right, Vice President Carvasi.
Thank you, Madam President. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you all had a good and safe holiday. I want to provide an update regarding our out there. Is still on schedule. You'll see them performing work out there. It should be complete, hopefully, by April 29th, and that'll be a great spring break gift for the kids. Long time coming. I also wanted to join Council Member Maxwell in congratulating Blake Zanke for becoming the new director at the Maddie Institute, and thank you, Dr. Kepler, for 20 years of great service to this community to encourage progress of the discourse so we can move this community forward. On that note, Council President, I'm used to it. I just want to thank you for your comments. I want to thank you for your confidence. That is what you said is completely mutual. It's very rare to have friends in this business, but you are friends. And the great thing is we can disagree, and I actually think that makes us stronger because we never part ways if we disagree on something. And a lot of times we agree on things too. You've done a really great job. You could have taken this in a very different direction. You took this in a direction to really focus on GSD, getting stuff done. And I think we've had a lot of success this year moving this forward, as reflected by all the things we've done this year. So great job. And to your staff, Laura, thank you so much. And great job. Thank you. And then Council President Correa, thank you so much. It's been fun working with you this year. I mean, the current mood of the council, everything's just, it's been refreshing. And I'm really excited to partner with you and to be your backup and support you this year and whatever you need. And you're going to be great.
I appreciate that. Thank you. GSD, getting stuff done. All right. Councilmember Arias, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Speaking of getting stuff done, a couple of thank yous to the administration and transportation folks for accommodating us with the use of the trolleys. This last week we had given tours to the several dozen dual immersion teachers at Fresno Unified who wanted to get a understanding of the historic nature of the city of Fresno as they go into teaching at Fresno Unified or dual immersion students. So it was a great, your driver trainee did an amazing job. So thank you, and I appreciate the help on the trolley. Again, thanks Public Works for starting the project on Clinton and Valentine, the reconstruction of that intersection and the safe route to school. We did notice that residents have begun to remove the barriers from the intersection just to cut through the roadways. So just a heads up to Public Works to ensure that they keep their employees safe. But and to the police department, residents are actively removing barriers, even though it's an active construction site. I recorded a video and sent a message out to residents asking them not to do that. But you know, folks try to just cut through the roadway the easiest way possible. In the new West Fresno campus, the vocational portion of the campus that the construction for a year is finally complete, and students start using it this week. There'll be an official ribbon cutting in a couple of weeks. But Lancaster State Center and getting all their equipment, it is the largest vocational training facility west of the Mississippi, and it's going to be in the forefront of EV training for mechanics. So we'll be able to train mechanics to maintain and fix EV cars, EV trucks, and the former diesel trucks going on. So thank you for that. And then just a last note, as I mentioned to the administration and the mayor, we're starting to see a lot more open fires in the residential neighborhoods. We have communication with police and fire department on how to address that. But what we're seeing now is, even though the warming centers are open, folks are choosing not to enter the warming center. Instead, set up a residential fire on city sidewalks and city streets, and they're starting to burn toxic materials on tires and use oil, which is all ending up in the air heating system of the nearby homes. So I know we're working on a plan to address it, but I just want to remind the unhoused community, as we open up these warming centers, we would hope that you would use them. If you choose not to use them, engaging in open fire is not allowed in the city, and it does create a health detriment to many of our elderly who are living next door in these neighborhoods. So thank you for the work, and I look forward to seeing the results of police and fire addressing those in the next coming weeks. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilmember Arias. I just want to take a time and wish everyone a Happy New Year. Welcome back to the council chambers. Also want to thank Dr. Tao and the Hmong New Year Committee for the invitation to be a part of this year's welcoming celebration of the New Year. And then just want to give kudos to our Public Works team. You guys continuously are working hard in our district to make sure that a number of our district-wide projects remain on time and on budget, so thank you for that. And then just a shout out to our Parks Department as well. We will be doing a grand opening for the new Van Ness and Weldon Park soon in the next couple of months, and so stay tuned for that date. And then my family was here earlier. I didn't get a chance to shout them out, but I do just want to give a shout out to my fiance who's in the audience. I won't point her out, but just want to acknowledge her and my stepson Micah, and thank you all for being here. I could not do this job without your unconditional love and support. So thank you for everything you do to help make my job here successful. At this time, City Manager, do you have any comments? All right, we're going to start with the Mayor first. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Council President, and I want to really just start off saying a special thank you to former Council President Tyler Maxwell, who I thought led this council through a very good year, and I'll always remember it. And I want to say thank you, Tyler, for the work that you have done and the relationship that you established with me and we established with each other, relationship of trust, as well as the administration. It was a really good year. A lot of good things happened as a result of your leadership in this council and the administration. So congratulations. Thank you for representing this city in such a professional manner. Thank you. And congratulations to our new council president, Annalisa Perea, and Vice President Mike Carbasi. I know that both of you are going to do a great job. I'm looking forward to working with you this coming year as perhaps we start approaching maybe not the best fiscal time as we see in the future, but Annalisa, I know that we've had a long history, and you are the right person at the right time for this position, and I look forward to working with you this coming year as well as you, Mike. Thank you. I want to echo some of the things that Councilmember Chavez spoke about on our new pothole elimination crew, as Councilmember Carbasi had termed it. And it really is something that is unique to the city because we've never had dedicated pothole crews in our city. We've always shifted them during the winter months to fill in potholes.
Why not? Isn't that their job?
And thanks to this council support and this fiscal year, we were able to add 5 positions plus equipment. And now we're doing pothole repair on a year-round basis, on a proactive manner as well as a reactive manner through the Fresno application. And as we saw yesterday, in terms of how these potholes are being filled today, now with this new team and new process, it's going to prevent repeat calls. Because with the hot asphalt approach, they go in and they remove the failed material, repair the base, put in hot asphalt, and then use a steel roller to go over it. And instead of it lasting 3 to 4 weeks, it will now last somewhere between 10 and 20 years. So we won't have the repeat calls to the same locations. Very, very proud of that, and look forward to hopefully, if opportunity arises, to expanding that team in the future. We also we participated in a number of 2 marches, Martin Luther King marches on Monday, and as well as the award ceremony on Friday. I had the privilege of introducing the speaker. And then also Beautify Fresno is going to be doing a cleanup on Monday, and it is going to be in the afternoon following the march, making sure that our city is kept clean downtown. And lastly, actually Tuesday, I'll be leaving to Washington, D.C. as part of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and I'll be coming back Saturday, and then Friday we'll be having a trip to the White House to visit with some officials. So thank you very much. Happy New Year. We're going to have a great year in 2024. Thank you.
That's right, Mayor. Thank you. City Manager?
Thank you, Council President. Looking forward to working with you, Council President, and Council Vice President Carbasi in the new year. I want to say welcome to my new seatmate, Councilmember Chavez, and I told him he has a very grave responsibility. As you all know, up on the dais, I'm hearing impaired, and his main job is to be my hard of hearing interpreter when I constantly lean over and say, what they say, what they say, what they say. So thank you, Councilmember Chavez, for sticking and standing up to the duty. Just really quickly, I know we're going to be coming to you in February on the Animal Center, but I just wanted to give a couple quick updates on progress we've made at the Animal Center thus far since we have reduced intake. I'm happy to report that we are getting animals out. Last I checked, I believe we had less than 10 adoptable cats in our care, which is amazing because we were in the hundreds range. We have greatly reduced our dog population, and that is amazing. We have hired a vet. Stay tuned for an announcement coming out here this week. So we do have a vet on staff now. I want to say thank you to the rescues who have stepped up in a tremendous way, whether it be on the cat side, Fresno TNR, who have been at the center and have been amazing, Mel's Mutts, California Spay and Neuter. As I shared with you in December, I have issued vendor checks to, I believe, 3 vet hospitals. The rescues thus far on their own have been able to do 51 spay and neuters in 3 weeks. We have had Animal Balance here who did 200 spay and neuters in December and 200 in January. So we are making progress. We have been able to bring staff on board. We do have a grant program, Councilmember Chavez, for rescues that are out on the street right now, for our rescues, our nonprofit rescues, to be able to get some relief, since they have had to step up in a greater way. So like I said, we'll be back to you more formally, but I did want to let you know that we are making progress and in a positive way. So that's all I have, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager. City Clerk, any comments?
Real quick, we do have a few board and commission openings. I'd like to highlight the Civil Service Board. If you're interested in serving on that board, you can visit fresno.gov/city clerk and click on the boards and commissions link right there. And as always, don't forget to register to vote. You can check your voter registration status at voterstatus.sos.ca.gov. That's all I have.
Thank you, City Clerk. City Attorney, any comments?
Yes, yesterday the City Attorney's Office Code Enforcement Division, FPD, and the State of California Department of Cannabis Control jointly served a search warrant at Grow More Garden Supply, a warehouse operating as a garden distribution center in Fresno. A total of 811 unlicensed marijuana plants and hundreds of pounds of illegal cannabis were seized. The warehouse was electrically compromised, resulting in PG having to shut off their power, among other code violations, including unpermitted modifications. This case will fall under the Cannabis Administrative Prosecution Program that this council authorized last year. Thank you.
Thank you, City Attorney. At this time, we're going to move to our scheduled hearing items. These are our timed items. As a reminder, at 10 a.m., file ID number 2412 was tabled until February 1st. And so at this time, we're going to start with our 10:05 item. This is a hearing to consider the vacation of a portion of excess public street right-of-way on the northeast side of North Weber Avenue, northwest of West Herndon Avenue in District 2. Councilmember Karbasi, did you want a presentation on this from staff?
No, the public staff information was the public staff report has plenty of information. It's only 750 square feet. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm putting it in the motion.
Okay, let me take it out to public comment first. Is there any members of the public who wish to make public comment on timed item 10:05 a.m.? Seeing none, is there anything online for comment?
Yes, we have Carney.
All right, you'll have 3 minutes.
I don't have anything to say about that, sorry.
Thank you. All right, so I'll close public comment and bring it up to the dais. Is there a motion?
Sorry, I think we have one more public comment on that. It's Flores.
Yes, and is not able to be ready, so let me. Okay, Lisa, you're on mute.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, first off, we're having a problem with the system that every time I go to a public, City of Fresno meeting, I can't raise my hand. So you guys really need to fix your system, because I'm thinking it's personal. My one question about, this project, this release of this land, is has it been assessed for what other city uses it could have been used for? For example, could it be used for a lot to, park homeless cars overnight, like a safe, space for, the homeless that have vehicles that they can all park, like a safe lot? Has it been assessed for those sorts of uses before you start, giving up land? That's it, thank you.
Thank you. Council President, that is all the public comment we had.
Okay, if you'd like to make a public comment, please come to the mic up front. This is on a 10 a.m. item, which is the vacation of a portion of excess public street right-of-way in District 2. Please state your name for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes. This is for the 10:05 item.
Bob McCloskey, Fresno Alliance, and Fresno Homeless Union. I'm not sure my statement applies to this piece of land, but 2 years ago, the state gave the city $5 million. The city allocated another $5 million for a total of $10 million to establish a tiny home village for 50 tiny homes to serve 100 people. We have elderly, we have disabled, we have folks out on the street. I don't know what this piece of land means, but to Lisa's comment earlier about a safe lot, what about the tiny home village? When's that gonna happen? It's just a bunch of lip service. The mayor promised me 2 years ago they'd get that going. It hasn't happened. We're in a crisis, people. If you can answer my question of whether or not this land may apply to establishment of a tiny home village, that'd be great.
All right, thank you very much. Seeing no further members of the public wishing to speak on this item, we'll close the public comment period and bring it back up to the dais.
Just to clarify, we're talking about 750 total, so it's a very, very small piece of property. So with that, I'll make a motion to approve staff recommendation.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Councilmember Carbasi and a second by Councilmember Bredefield. Any opposition?
5 minutes. 5 minutes are allowed for a hearing.
Up next is the 10 a.m. number 2 item. This is a hearing to consider text amendment application 23-02808 and the related environmental findings.
Rob Holt, City of Fresno Planning Department, Supervising Planner. Staff has no changes to the staff report. The verbal presentation is available if desired. Thank you. Yeah, you have any questions you have?
This is item 1010 number 2.
This is the 1010 number 2 item, and I think the question from staff is, do you want them to make a presentation?
No presentation needed.
Okay. You have to answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to open it up for the public hearing. Does any member of the public wish to speak on the 1010 number 2 item? Seeing none, Brianna, do we have anyone online?
No, not at this time.
Okay, so we have, this is for 10:10 a.m., number 2. Council, any comments, or would someone like to make a motion?
I do have a question, Council President.
Okay, floor is yours.
Staff, can you in layman's terms explain to me what approval of this item would result in? The
Absolutely.
purpose of the general public's benefit?
Absolutely. So currently, our code allows for if a subdivision map is approved, the appeal filing date for hearings is 30 days from approval. Anyone can appeal that. That has been changed now with the subdivision map act back in 2021 to 45 days. This is just a local code cleanup to be consistent with the map act to change the appeal date to be heard from 30 to 45 days.
And the map back to the state law?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
That makes more sense.
So what does that mean? We were not in
We have a
compliance?
motion to approve by Arias
With state
and a
law?
second by Councilmember Karbasi. Any opposition? Seeing none, item passes 7-0. At this time, we do have a 10:20 a.m. scheduled communication. This is an appearance by Jorge Zavala to discuss City of Fresno failure to support, assist, and accommodate disability rights. District 4 resident. Mr. Zavala, are you with us today? Is he online by chance?
Council President, I do not see him online.
Okay, so next we have a 10:25 scheduled appearance by Ana Rodriguez to discuss bail and identity theft in the city of Fresno, District 5 resident. Is Ms. Rodriguez with us in the audience today? Brianna, do you see Ana Rodriguez online? Okay. All right. I believe those are all of our timed items, so at this time, we're going to move on to the consent calendar. Pulled items will be heard immediately after consent, so at this time, we are going to take public comment on all consent, including contested consent, unscheduled communication, and closed session items. If any member of the public would like to speak, please fill out a card and bring it to the front at this time. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. The plan at this time, folks, is we're going to take as much public comment as possible. And then at noon, we're going to break for lunch. We will come back at 1:30 and finish any remaining public comment we have at that time. So at first, we have Zara. Is Zara here? Good morning, you have 3 minutes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zara. I'm a Fresno County resident. I'm a teacher. I'm a Fresno State alumni. I'm here for Palestine. I'm here for Gaza. I'm here to call for an immediate and permanent ceasefire. A quick special thank you to Councilmember Miguel Arias. Muchas gracias for the flag raising. I'm not Palestinian. I'm Native. I'm Middle Eastern. I'm Hispanic. But my heart is Palestinian. In the history of war crimes, genocide is regarded as one of the most grave crimes against humanity. Today, at the International Court of Justice, South Africa, along with other nations, hold Israel accountable for the war crimes and genocide against the Palestinian people. There is no denying that a genocide is happening right now. And it's funded by us, the United States of America. What is the solution? A ceasefire now. Cease sending military aid to Israel. Money. Money
Where's
talks.
Jerry Dyer?
We all work. We all want money, right? A minimum of $3.8 billion
He
is
doesn't
spent
want
from
to
our
be here.
tax money to Israel every year. Our money is used to kill Palestinians. Our money is aiding a genocide. Have we not learned? Genocide is wrong. I want to remind you of the Armenian genocide. We had a monument built for them on Fresno State campus. You can go visit it. What about the Cambodian genocide? California is home to the largest population of the Cambodians in the United States. About 6,000 live in Fresno. Will we build the Palestinians a monument as we did the Armenians? Will we allow the few Palestinians that managed to survive to immigrate and live in Fresno as we did the Cambodians? We, Fresno, honor those that died. But what about the Palestinian people? What about the current tragedy that's happening in front of our eyes? Do you remember Hiroshima? Do you remember Nagasaki? Say no to the bombing of innocent civilians. What about the war in Vietnam? Say no more wars for geopolitical interest. Fresno has historically been a refugee safe haven. Fresno is home to the second largest population of Hmong people in the United States, about 35,000. I ask you, are you going to stand by and do nothing to stop this genocide of the Palestinians? I implore you, stand with humanity. Stand with Palestine. Say no to genocide. Say yes to a permanent ceasefire. Stop military aid to Israel. End the occupation. Allow humanitarian aid to enter. Thank you, Zara. Thank you, guys.
Next, we have James Rules.
Good morning, James, you have 3 minutes.
Good morning, it's Russ. My name is James Russ, E.M. I sent a letter to Todd, this county clerk, with the comment that I sent. I didn't know if that came through, so I could read it. Dear esteemed members of the Fresno City Council, I trust this message finds you well. I'm reaching you as a concerned Fresno resident, deeply troubled by the ongoing conflict in Gaza. And I'm writing to urge you to take a stand by adopting a ceasefire resolution. It heartens me to see cities across our nation, including San Francisco, Oakland, Richmond, Calgary, Bridgeport, Wilmington, Atlanta, Georgia, where am I at here? Atlanta, Georgia, Albany, Akron, Providence, coming together to address the situation in Gaza. They are exemplifying unity in advocating for a ceasefire and diplomatic resolution in the region. I believe Fresno, too, can contribute to this collective effort by adding its voice to those calling for an end of hostilities. While our city may not directly influence international affairs, and I doubt this will go very far, it is a symbolic act of support through a ceasefire resolution that will make a significant impact. History will remember where we are. History will remember what we do in these moments. I kindly request that the City Council of Fresno to consider and endorse a resolution urging an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. By doing so, we not only stand with other cities, other Americans who believe what is going on is a tragedy, and our commitment to our humanitarian, because we are all human here, right? We are human. So we need to at least accept that. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Up next is Brandy N.
Thank you. I also am standing with my brothers and sisters to continue to ask for your partnership in the ceasefire resolution. Stand with human rights and with other cities to help stop this. These are the 6,000 people killed in Gaza as of October 30th behind you. Since then, there is now 23,357. Thus, if we had all the names, it would be 4 times the amount that you see here. As has been said, places like South Africa who experienced oppression has been speaking out. Many of our Jewish community members have been arrested protesting because they do not want this to happen in their names. The community in the world is crying out for justice, and we ask that you listen. Today is Human Trafficking Awareness Day among Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and I'm wearing my blue. I'm proud to be a founding member of the Justice Coalition. If this is important to you, I ask that you finally take action regarding Heart Team, where we contribute to the vulnerability to trafficking. Becoming unhoused already increases the risk of being trafficked. What Heart and the city is doing is making them targets for traffickers. People are suffering the loss of their belongings because they dwell on public property because of Heart. They are being criminalized. When they are being arrested for resisting having their belongings taken. The California Homeless Youth Project states that as a result of the actions that Heart and the Sit Life Sleep Band does, people are being forced away from safer areas where they know they can trust into areas where they are at further risk of sexual assault, exploitation, and forms of human trafficking, and taking away survivor
supplies, plus including their work clothing, tools and bicycles to be able to work, increases a push factor towards being preyed upon by a trafficker. It also impedes the process of escaping homelessness and getting services as their belongings are taken. So I ask that you take action on that, this Human Trafficking Awareness Day. I also ask that you keep the warming centers open continuously. I sent you an email that continuity is important, not only because the weather is harmful even in the 40s, especially with the rain last night, but because people need continuity. People showed up at the centers Tuesday night, and were calling me for rides last night because they assumed. Because when they're told that there is a place to get out of the cold and are spreading the word, the idea that closing and reopening is confusing and illogical. People aren't seeing that it is cold open these days. They're seeing, why are they closing again when we're cold? And the community at large is expressing the same idea. There's a need for reliability in the city to save lives, and to know that they can depend on the city of Fresno. Being open increases the number of people who will be protected from the cold, and also that they would be able to have access of services from the Paparella House, because now we have navigators that can go to them. So please keep the warning, listen to the community and keep the warning centers open, and also listen to our community members here. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy. Up next, Charlotte Thompson.
Hi there, good morning, Mayor Dyer, city staff and council. First off,
Mayor
Happy New
Dyer
Year,
isn't
welcome
here.
to 2024. I'm hoping everyone was able to stay warm in the cold city we reside in, and that folks were blessed with joy and peace during the holidays. I'm Shar Thompson, I'm the Central Valley Regional Coordinator with Tenants Together, and a District 3 resident. I'm here today to stand up and say it's pretty ridiculous that we're going to allow more than 0.05% of our population to receive an illegal rent increase from one corporate landlord. This last month, JD Homes provided rent increases to their tenants in excess of the statewide rent cap. I guess more than 3,000 homes and families with young children will have to suffer again because rent control and rent board hasn't been enforced. Hi Bryce, the cap is actually 8.5, not 10%. Let's make sure that we're following that. Fresno Superior Court needs to prep for this because this wave of eviction is coming really fast. I was watching old videos about habitability ordinance and that were on ABCN with all the work that code enforcement did and the members of the Fresno Tenants Union made progress on. These homes are still not up to standard. The program fees aren't working and habitability is not restored. Why are we putting the property into receivership and ensuring that tenants are receiving what they paid for? Why is it when you go to a store and pay for a gallon of milk, you get that gallon of milk? But in the rental market, you can't even get an eighth of what you're paying for when it comes to the California Code for habitability of Fresno. Mayor Dyer and council, this year is the year for some of you to leave behind and move forward in your careers as politicians. What legacy do you leave us with? With a city that is in business of manufacturing homelessness, or a city that is actually preventing the crisis? Let's get out of piloting programs and start implementing ordinances. In 2025, we lose all tenant protections with none implemented from the Tenant Protection Act. Tenants who have qualified for anti-displacement assistance, the city